Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, man. I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is staying safe out here. As you guys know, I know everybody watching the news, and they keep talking that we getting closer and closer to kind of reopening things. Hey, don't be the first fool to run out there and catch something, man. Let everything settle down. But man, tonight, man, I got my boy, Mr. LC City Sid. Blueford coming to the screen, y'all. Hey, and I got corrected. He is not from St. Louis. I do not want to get in trouble. He's from Oakland. He's one of them Oakland boys. So I'm gonna bring my boy to the screen. Big C, what's cracking, bro?
Oh, what's up, baby? Oh, not much, man. Yeah, you got to get that right, man. I'm
Man.
definitely born and raised Oakland.
Hey, Dupree don't never say nothing really on my stuff, dude. He corrected me ASAP.
Yeah, that's my boy, though. He know. I'm born and raised, man. I'm born and raised.
Man, dude, I was like, when I seen that, I was like, oh, hold on, let me correct all of this because I don't want nobody from Oakland coming to get me. I'm just a LA City boy, bro. No issue.
Uh, yeah, Dupree. Hey, that's one thing about my boy Pre, man. He proud where he come from, man. He represent well. He do that.
Man, you don't represent Oakland, man. He a LeBron fan, bro. What you talking about?
Well, he still Revo. I mean, that's probably his worst quirk. He be on Brian nuts. That's for sure.
Man, I
And he
can't
like
get that
messing with all the
promotion
Jordan
for that.
fans.
I'm not giving Pre no pass at all, bro. No.
I don't blame you. I hate that Brian stuff too, man. That's
Oh
just
no,
me.
I'm a Brown fan, but I'm not
He
worried about Pre. Pre,
he
man.
ain't the goat yet. Brian ain't the goat. Let me say that. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. He's not the goat. He got a way to go, but you got to give it to MJ, man. MJ, that's 6 in a row, man. That's what can you
Man,
say?
dude, yeah, he's a killer, bro.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
man, but like I said, guys, hey, my boy here, Big Sid, coming to the screen, man. I appreciate him taking his time out. We're gonna shoot some questions his way. Man, so be ready because I know the excuse my language, the fuckery is coming.
Yeah, it's coming, man.
It's coming, man. It's
They've been
coming.
telling me all day.
Oh, I'm sure your phone been blowing up. I'm
Yeah,
sure. But
I'm ready for it.
hey, so we'll start off, dude. Hey, where were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Oakland, California. 40 plus years out there till I moved to St. Louis. But still got a home out there. That's like I said, that's where I was born. That's where I was raised. Mom and dad showed me a lot about Oakland.
Oh,
It's just one of those things, man. You can't never leave home.
yeah, I understand, bro. Man, growing up out there in Oakland, everybody hears stories about it's rough and it's tough and all of that. How tough is it, bro?
Well, I mean, I was raised in the streets. Cousins, uncles, uh, older brothers. They definitely did things we wasn't supposed to.
Right.
Uh, like I said, I grew up in a bad area neighborhood, just where we hung out at. It's called the 69 Village, and
Uh-oh.
and got a lot of game from there. That's just what it was. I can't take it away from you. We all got that dark side about us. Did things that wasn't supposed to do, but it
Mhm.
is. Learn your lessons. Keep going. The money was good, fast. It is what it is. But it's tough, man. I've seen a lot of people, guys that I grew up with, get killed right in front of your face.
Yeah.
It was rough neighborhood. It's what it is. Oakland, and to me, I've been to Detroit, and those two was definitely, as they say, murder capital.
Oh,
You
wow,
know,
like that, huh?
like that. I think Detroit now, probably Oakland has calmed down a little bit. It's not as bad. I mean, at one point, we were getting about 140, I think, deaths a year. You
Right.
know, just, killing, shootings, and stuff like that. And I know Detroit was up there too, and Detroit's still that way. But Oakland was known for that. Like I said, we were murder capital for a couple of years in a row. So again, like I said, you learn a lot out there. Um, I
And look,
just remember.
not to cut you off, but see, hey, they killing me because I can't put my comments on here, but I'm looking at these
Uh-oh.
comments, and these questions is about to come up. So I know y'all can't read them, but just listen. Hey, my boy Kenny Rogers said, "Tell us about grabbing dude by the neck at the casino."
Oh my God.
Hey,
Well,
I'm just,
my boy George was my little brother, man. He was at the table. George loves gambling, loves playing that crap table, and had his little buzz on. And it was this dude that was kept itching toward him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting around, walking around, and I kept watching him. He just kept easing toward George, and I knew he was a character. I'm watching him. He ain't had no money on the table, none of that. He looked real scraggly,
right.
and he just kept itching and getting closer and closer to him. And I just kept watching and watching. I let it go for a minute. And George was actually had the dice at the time. George was rolling the dice. And I could see his hand itching toward George's chips. And so as he reached toward them chips, I grabbed him by the neck and I said, "This is not the place to be doing that, man." And I held him up in the air by his neck and feet was dangling. And George and all George could do was just look and start laughing and kept rolling the dice. I mean, it was, and the
So you
security came.
security.
I let
That's
him
what
go.
you doing. You security.
Well, I used to do that.
PI, man. PI right here.
Yeah. So yeah, that story was. Yeah,
Hey,
I
my
had quite a few
sister,
incidents. I had to put hands on somebody.
man, my sister Tabitha Thompson. Thompson.
Oh, I
She just
know,
said,
Tech.
hey, what age did you start bowling?
Well, my mom and dad were very vivid. I mean, they were in the bowling alley all the time. So I can remember, being in the daycare, sitting watching, wanting to get out there with them, but you had to be in the daycare, playing with other kids and stuff like that.
Right.
But 5 or 6 years old, mom, dad would take me to the bowl, let me bowl, and get my game on, try to learn. But definitely have a bowling family, and I've been bowling ever since. Um, I did take a long break. I had an 8-year break that I did not bowl. I
Oh,
just
wow.
stopped bowling, period. And actually, I stopped bowling probably at the prime when I was at my prime doing my best bowling. I mean, I just stopped and fell off the face of the earth,
Right.
and then finally came back a few years ago, actually. Team USA, uh, and that's a long story how I got back to bowling. But I actually was done. I mean, I didn't have the love for it anymore, for one thing, and then
Uh,
like I said, I kind of got tricked into coming back to bowling, and I'll tell you guys that story because
you
I
got
know
it.
it's going to come
Man,
up.
you don't get tricked, man.
I actually did. So I'll go ahead since you put me there. I'll go ahead. So my boy Andrew Williams. I don't know if you remember Andrew Williams.
Oh, I know Drew. He live in Vegas right now.
Yeah. So Big
Yep.
Drew. He we always was in contact. He when I wasn't bowling, and he was like, "Man, I want you to come down and kick it with me, and we're gonna go to Vegas and gamble." And I said, "Just chill for the weekend." I was like, "All right, well, we'll do that." So I get there, and he said, "Man, I got to get up in the morning." I said, "Well, for what?" He said, "Well, it's this tournament. I didn't tell you it's this tournament that I'm bowling, which was Team USA." So he said, "Man, just come on down. I got a bowling squad. Come on, watch me, and we go hit to the casino."
Right.
So I come down there, and he bring me in the bowling alley. I seen a couple of people I ain't seen in a while. So the first person that he takes me to is Marilyn, which, which I hadn't seen Marilyn in probably in that 8 years, and she was real mad and upset at me because I had dropped off the earth and was gone. And first thing she looked at me, Marilyn, she said, "Where the fuck you been?"
Like that. I'm sure.
Just
I'm
like that.
100% sure she said that.
Yeah, and she got the cussing, and then she finally gave me a hug, and she was just like, "Where you been?" Da, da, da. So we was catching up, telling everything was going on. And so basically, at that moment in time, she said, "You are bowling next year." I said, "Marilyn, I ain't touched the ball in 7, 8 years." She said, I don't care. You going to bowl this tournament. I'll be helping running this tournament, putting teams together. I'm putting you on the team. So that is actually how I started back bowling, was coming to Team USA.
Wow.
And yeah.
Hey, see it. You a PI, bro. You were you are private security. Sorry, and you let Marilyn punk you like that, man. You can't let that happen.
Man, I'm telling you, she was on me, man. I mean, she actually had me embarrassed in the bowling alley. She was cussing away, and I was a whole bunch of MFs and
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
I'm sure.
So yeah, that's how I got back to bowling, man. I'm serious, and I swear to God, I didn't practice nothing. I came back. I had to use 220 coming back in there. My first squad, I remember, and it was so funny. My very first game out the box, I shot 299. Coming back, not touching the ball, and I ended up shooting 720.
Wow.
My boy Jeff Cotton and
JC.
see who else was it? Jeff Cotton and McCoy, I think it was, told
Tracy.
me Tracy McCoy told
Yeah.
me, see, you can't come back doing that. I said, well, I wasn't trying to. He said, you're already using 220. You ain't bold. You don't practice nothing. So I was like, he's not going to help with these teams. So we started laughing about it. And I don't think after that I shot over 200. So,
Wow.
so that was funny. So then the following year, actually, of coming back, I bowled with my little brother Dupree. Me, Dupree, Harvey, Crystal, Marvin Hale, and we ended up winning the tournament. So yeah, but that's
All
how
right.
I got back to bowling.
Hey, what's your number one sport at heart, and how did you get into bowling?
Number one sport is definitely basketball. Basketball has been my love, and actually, basketball is what got me out of the streets. To be honest with you, so my cousin and my uncle were pretty big drug dealers, and I used to try to follow behind them, run behind them, because of the money, and what they had. But they actually pushed me away and said, you're too good of a basketball player, you know, get out of here. That's basically what they told me. Stay away from us, get out of here, go follow your dream, play basketball.
Right.
So I was pretty good in high school. I went to Oakland High School, same high school Dupree went to, but I'm a
Okay.
lot older. But I was pretty good. Had scholarships to play basketball, quite a few places. And so that was my love. I mean, it's always been my love. That's how I ended up falling in, getting into coaching. I actually played a year in college at Fresno State.
Okay.
Got hurt a little bit. Thought I was going to have knee surgery, but I didn't. Went overseas, played Italy for about 8 months. Did good, but ended up hurting my knee even worse.
Hmm.
Still didn't have surgery. Had a kind of slight tear in my knee, but at this point, it was just like I was kind of done in basketball.
Right.
And so, was actually at that age young. I don't know if you remember me posting a picture with me sitting on the bench. I was just coming back from Italy and had my oldest daughter in my arm. And I think everybody was messing with me about how skinny I was in that picture. I was just coming back from there and had my daughter. My daughter was probably like 6 months, maybe 5 months
Okay.
at that time. So, but
That's
yeah, basketball is definitely my love.
that's great. I learn new stuff all the time on these shows, dude. I didn't even know you was a hooper. See, it's a difference between hooping and hoopers.
Yeah,
And clearly, you was a hooper, bro. So I
I
have
got,
mad respect to you, man.
I got down. Not to be,
Okay.
but I could play. Even though I'm about 60 pounds overweight from them college days, but I still can get out. I,
That's what's
I,
up, bro.
I ain't lost nothing.
Hey, how old were you when you shot your first 300?
I was 13 years old when I first shot my 300, and it was at a bowling alley called Golden Gate Lanes. And back in the day, that bowl was non-existent. I think it's a Target now or something like that. But I was 13 when I first shot mine.
Okay. How many high roads have you gone through? You already know who asked that. You for sure know who asked that.
Oh, is that George?
That's Kenny.
Oh, kidding. Okay, high roads that I went through. I would probably say about 9.
Wow.
Yeah, and I still have 4 of
Wow.
them. Yeah.
Hey, how many threes and how many eights do you have? And what was your most memorable one?
I have 90 300s and I have 27 eights.
And
The
you
most
were good.
I was pretty decent. I was pretty decent.
No, just
Back then, yes. Back then I was. My most memorable one was probably when I shot my highest, because my dad was there. So I shot 869. I went 270, 300, 299. Um, but he was there. I was actually bowling with Jeff Cotton and my boy Whitney Booker, and we was bowling the trios tournament. And yeah, we destroyed that tournament. We made a lot of money, man. I made a lot of money in that tournament. So
no. Okay.
that was my most memorable one.
There you go. Hey, what is your favorite bowling brand and your favorite bowling ball?
Uh, my favorite bowling ball, honestly, is the High Roll Solid. I can't knock that one.
Is that the blue one?
That is the reddish dark black.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people hated that ball, and the reason they did was it's supposed to, when it came out, it was supposed to be a big hooking ball, and it wasn't a big hooking ball. But the hand that I have, I can turn it up. It was just a real controllable ball, and people didn't like it because it was supposed to hook. And and I honestly, I kind of mess with people about that ball because I throw it and I tell people this is the best ball Storm made, knowing that the ball really is trash. But it just works for me. I mean, it really did. It's real controllable, smooth. It doesn't do a lot. It does what I do to the ball, and that's kind of why I liked it. And plus, like I said, I made a lot of money with that ball.
Right. All right. We had another question here. Who are your 5 people you love to bowl with? George, go ahead and ask this.
That I love to bowl with. Well, he one of them. That's for sure. My little brother, he actually part of the reason why I'm back bowling. But George for sure. I mean, I got way more than 5.
Well, I'm sure you do.
I can't even put it in there. My wife Ashley, I love bowling with her. She gets me fired up.
Hey, you know you had to say that because if not, that cookie wasn't getting open. That jar wasn't open tonight. Hey.
Yeah, well, this was so funny. So we just bowled L.A. And we had a good team. It was myself, her, Demetrius Reed, Lorenzo, and who else was on that team? Oh, Diana. Diana Jesse was on that team.
Yep.
So, if somebody is left in the hole, doesn't strike, we trying to get them. We trying to put that strike on them. So my boy Lorenzo, my brother, he kept leaving it open. So I don't know if people that were next to us remember how animated Ashley was about sticking him,
Uh-oh.
and was yelling at the top of the lungs, if I don't get his ass this time, it's gonna be some problems.
Uh-oh.
So I had to throw one on him. I had to strike to get him in the hole. So, but I would say George. I would say Ashley. I mean, like I said, man, I got
You got a list. I know.
a long list, man, and trust me, I usually let everybody know that I enjoy bowling with them. I'm a person. I'm gonna tell you if I like you and I don't like you. That's just how I am, man. I'm real cut and dry, and that's just how I am. But like I said, man, uh, it's quite a few. I mean, it's my boy Jordan. I mean, Jordan Horns. That boy is so phenomenal, man. He's so talented.
Oh my
Love
God.
love bowling with him. He gets you fired up. I got some boys now in St. Louis that I love bowling with.
Yep.
Floyd Bush, definitely bowling with him.
Okay.
Quentin White, love bowling with him. I got quite a few St. Louis boys now that they real cool. My boy Boosie. I gotta mention him.
Who?
Jason Boosie. We call him Boosie. His name Richard Young.
Okay.
Uh, Jason Norton, DJ, them my teammates that was on my Saturday league, man. They keep it fun. So we had a lot of fun. Even though, man, St. Louis is punking me, man. This state right here, boy. I can't strike like a
Oh, so you said you got a little more. You got a little soft on us now, huh?
man. St. Louis, I'm telling you, boy, it's punking your boy. For
Man.
sure, it's punking me. A
Hey,
lot of
hey,
hook
hey,
out here.
hey, for all my families that that was on that call, we got to have a call after this. Y'all heard this? He didn't punt. We got to have this call, conference call after this call.
You're all right.
But hey, no. Do you practice? If so, how much on a regular basis?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Lately, the last couple of years that I've been really back bowling, no, I haven't. I practice here and there, but I definitely need to get back out and practice more. This year coming, whenever we get back to going, I got some things to prove, so I'm gonna be out there more to get my game sharpened. Um, and honestly, I'm really just now getting 100%. One thing a lot of people don't know, in that period when I came back to bowl after being out 8 years, I actually didn't think I was going to be able to bowl again. Period. Uh, Reason being is I went to the doctor and I had some numbness in my fingers and stuff on both sides, and come to find out that I had a nerve that was bad. It was a pinched nerve, and also came to find out that my spinal cord was thinning up in my neck.
Wow.
So, the doctor was telling me about the procedure, amnioplasty procedure that I had to have.
Uh,
So he was telling me the things that, hey, you know, what could happen, what could not happen. And he says, if I don't have the surgery, I could fall down the stairs, I could trip, I could be in a car accident and whatever, and get paralyzed from the neck down.
wow.
So it's the same thing that I don't know if you know Christopher Reeves, the Superman actor.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing he had. He fell off the horse, but he had the same thing. He had the same issue.
Right.
It wasn't that him falling off the horse. He just had a thinning spinal cord.
Wow.
So I had to have that surgery. So honestly, the surgery uh, was done uh, 4 years ago. So after having the surgery, he was telling me that, we'll see. It's up to you how you're going to recover. The recovery time is usually 18 months to 24 months. So I recovered pretty fast, actually, and I was actually bowling within 8 months. I started throwing the ball.
Oh, wow.
But he was very surprised and shocked how quickly that I recuperated. But honestly, I kind of faked a lot of it because it was sometimes of me bowling when I came back, I would get a string and I would throw one out the window because I just had lost feeling in my arm, because of stuff trying to reheal, nerves and still bad. So
So that explains a lot when you threw that double gutter when you came to LA. Got it.
I threw a lot of gutters that year in LA, if y'all don't remember. And honestly, I try to play it all, but again, I would lose a lot of feeling in my hand. And, I didn't know I was even holding the ball. You know what I'm saying? But I was, like I said, that was a recovery period I was going through.
Wow.
And he told me, he says, some people recover well, some people don't. And I never knew, how it was. But honestly, now I'm 100%. So
Okay.
now I can get the fear out and really get back to practicing and bowling again.
That's what's up. Hey, Will Young asked, what is your best finish at the Rodman?
Fifth.
Okay.
I finished fifth. We was in San Francisco. We were at Classic Lanes. And that was the time it came to San Francisco. I had to represent because I'm close to home. So that was my best finish, fifth.
Okay. Kim, Miss Kim Ison.
No,
it's not bad. She just says, what is your greatest accomplishment?
my greatest accomplishment in bowling, is she talking about bowling or just period?
She didn't say. So you give us one.
Um,
Let's talk about life. We're going to go back and forth with some bowling. What's your greatest accomplishment in life?
my greatest accomplishment in life is honestly I am a port inspector. A lot of people don't know that about me. So now my title is also a regional port inspector. So that would probably be 18 years part longshoreman and port inspector the last 5 years. And so there's only 3 black port inspectors in the United States, and I'm one of them. So I would probably say that is one of my biggest accomplishments
That's
in life general.
hey, congrats on that, bro. Real talk.
Yeah.
That's huge. All right. Kim says you could beat up any of these heathens. Who would it be?
Uh, oh, my God. Well, I can't beat them up. They all my family. They just act.
No, you
They
gotta,
just act.
hey, go ahead and tell us. Just who you gonna put hands on? Who would you put hands on?
I tell her I can't put my hands on my family though, but I'll push them around a little bit, but I can't hurt them.
Wow, that is hilarious, bro. See how they putting you on the spot, right?
I know.
Hey,
I
being
know.
a TNBA member, what changes would you like to see so the tournament can get back to where they were?
Wow, that's a good question. Who asked that question? Oh, okay, my man. um,
Because we bowl TNBA so much, dude, and we just want TNBA to be so successful. And
yeah,
man, TNBA, I'm sure they looking, and like I said, we on TNBA page, and this platform is for everybody to speak, man, and hopefully they hear some of this.
right. Well, my first thing, I mean, you definitely got to work with the body, the officers. I think there needs to be some changes up top. Would be the first thing. The officers been. I have to use the right words here. They are an older generation,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of stuck in their ways. The old ideas of how things used to work, and now with the generation now, things need to be changed, and they're a little stubborn right now because of who we have in office. Um, and I'm not the type to try to bash like one person, but we definitely need one person out of there, in my opinion. We need some new blood. Um, but besides that, I mean, our participation would definitely need to get back up. But again, it's because a lot of people are hurt. The way the direction TNBA has went in.
Right.
And what's going on. My thoughts are always for the bowlers. I'm always been that way. Just little things that I think would give. If anybody knows me, I always say, do not touch the pots. Leave that money 100%, just the pots. So bowlers have something to shoot for. I mean, I understand TNBA has things they want to do, pay for, and all that type of stuff. But sometimes I think it's too much, and you want your hand in every piece of the pie, and you shouldn't.
Right.
That's just one little thing, man. You give the bowlers something to shoot for, man. I went to San Antonio just what was that, a couple years ago, 2 years
Uh-huh.
ago. We went to San Antonio. We bowled, and I mean, I bowled pretty good. I mean, I shot a couple of big games. First place, scratch, $50 for the
Wow.
pots, and I'm talking about first game, second game, and last game.
Wow.
Money didn't change. Handicap, first place, $25. Nothing changed. But then you never know who's in and who's not because they don't display that. They don't show you, what they're cutting because it's a secret. They wanted to hide it. And every region doesn't have the same format. It's supposed to be a standard rule, 10%, but I know good and well that it ain't 10% across the board.
Right.
And that's where it shows in TNBA that we're not uniform, that we're not together. Every region, district doing something different. So again, but it starts from the top, man. We gotta get that. squared away. Like I said, man, I'm a TNBA diehard. My mom and dad was avid bowlers, and that's where I was brought up in TNBA. We had some great TNBA leagues back in the Bay Area. I remember traveling. I was 17 when I turned adult. I
Okay.
bowled 1 year junior, and actually when I first met Marilyn, we were traveling. We had a Trojan. My uncles was in the Trojan League, uh, what they call Senate. It was a club called Trojans, and we used to travel out to LA all the time and bowl, match games and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I said, I met Marilyn when I was 17 years old, 18 years old actually, 18 years old, and that was like the most fun, man. We used to go out there and make good money. I mean, again, Potts was, I don't even know if it was 10% back then. I'm gonna be honest, I feel it was 100% give back, but it was worth it. People
Right.
enjoyed bowling because they knew they could make some money. But now, people out bowling, it's just for the love of it. It's for the fun, and it gets costly. Us traveling to Vegas, and you got to get rooms. You got to get airfare if you're not close. Then you're paying the entry fee for the tournament.
Right.
It could be out $1,000 before you even throw in a bowling ball. So, am I able to recoup that? No, most people can't. So it's for the love of it. I mean, you got some guys that, buy all the brackets, might have a chance to get into it, get some of that money back. But people not looking to just spend $1,000, out their pocket every time when these tournaments come up and don't have a chance to recoup some of that money.
You're absolutely right. Dude, that's what's up. Hey, got a question from your boy Ken. What side of the lane will you train your legacy, baby Blueford on?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Ken. They don't even have to ever touch that lane if if they don't want to. They can choose anything they want. They could be on the golf course. They could be whatever they want to do. If they decide to bowl, I'm not gonna push it. Like I said, even though me being a basketball guy, basketball coach, I wouldn't even push them into basketball. It's just what they're gonna do.
There you
My
go.
son could be a teacher, a doctor. I'm gonna support them whatever they're gonna do. So whatever side they go to, it is what it is, man. Let it go, and if I can help them, I can help them.
Hey, earlier George asked the 5 people you love to bowl with. Kim response. I'm mad that I can't put it on here, but Kim's response said anybody who washes their hands.
That's right, girl. She know. She already know. They got. I'm gonna have me some antibacterial on the lanes when we get back, man. They just gonna be there, sitting there. I'm gonna have that industrial Costco bottle.
Hey,
Everybody come.
George asked, what does family mean to you?
Oh man, family is everything, man. I don't know if you guys can see that shirt.
Family
Can y'all
time.
see that? Family ties, man. It means everything, man. It's like I said, I grew up family man. And those who don't know, my brother Dimitri Tree, he's the founder, CEO of Family Ties. And honestly, man, his idea, man, is great. Even though we're a little slow right now because of what's going on.
Right.
His thought process about the shirts and the hoodies and stuff, the Family Ties, was all the money that was taken in for the purchase of the shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What he wants to do with that is give back to the kids, man. Like when school starts, he wants to do this backpack drive and school supply drive. So
Okay.
that's what we've been pushing to, and his idea, man, is great, man. That's my brother, regardless, and this idea is really phenomenal, and I've been helping to push this gear out there, man. It's a big thing, man. A lot of people, don't know. Uh, they actually don't know their family. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we, we lose family members at an early age, or sometimes we just, distance apart, because of not liking each other and stuff like that. So family is a hard thing at some points, but it's everything. You definitely want a strong family. I mean, I have honestly my true family is those that are not blood. I mean, I got some blood that's that I stay away from.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, but I mean, I got some guys and some ladies that are true to me more than family. You know, the blood family, I would say. Uh, but it's everything, man. I cherish it, you know. And if I call you my brother, I mean that. If I call you my sister,
Yes.
that's what it is. That's for sure, man. And trust me, I don't use that word sparingly. I
Yeah.
don't just give everybody that title. If you ever hear me say bro, then that means something, you know. And like I said, a lot of people ask me, and I'm not pretty sure the question might come up. Sometimes I'm standoffish, and the reason I'm standoffish is because I'm checking you out. I'm trying to get to know you because there's a lot of people that I didn't, ran across that, I have intuitions about, and they prove themselves
Right.
either trustworthy or not. But my intuitions be pretty good, man. If I don't mess with you, I just don't mess with you. That's just what it is. So that's just how I am. I'm not a mean dude. I'm usually pretty quiet. It's probably the most anybody ever heard me talk.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm pretty to myself, man. Unless, like I said, you in my circle, then you in my circle.
Right. Hey, do you feel some bowlers put themselves on a pedestal that they probably will never reach?
Woo, man. Yeah, I've had this conversation with quite a few people. You know, ball reps, those who I think are credible in the bowling game, and I mean, there's people out here that that really think they are really really good. That really not. I mean, just plain and simple, that are really not. And because you shot in 300 here or 300 there at your home house,
Right.
you might be averaging 220, but then you go outside of the state line and you're averaging 175. Don't make you good, and we talk about this all the time. Some of these guys that are on ball staff, and honestly, to me, I've seen great bowlers, and I say great bowlers are at the echelon. Those PBA members, probably 60% of them are great bowlers. There's some
Right.
out there just trying, just because they love to do it and wanted to get out there. Then you got some guys who aren't PBA bowlers that are great bowlers. But then you have another echelon of guys that, like you say, average 220 in one house. But you get them outside of that, they 190, 180, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
They could be on a pro shop staff or wherever staff they own, but they garbage. And that's kind of my fuel of me coming back, of my little fire. Like I said, to prove a point, I mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
I used to be, like I said, I used to be pretty good. I've got a regional title. I got a PWA and a PBA mixed title with Yvette Smith. A lot of people don't know about her. I've been out there. I did a national stop. I got my head beat in. Went to the US Open. Hey, I wasn't that good. I mean, it's just what it was. I'm not
Hey,
nationally ready.
you wasn't the only person that got their head beat in.
Exactly. And it's humbling. It lets you know, hey, them guys out there are good. What
Yeah.
good at what they do.
Right.
You know, regional level, like I said, I've won. I've been there, and I could play. It is what it is. I'm not as good as I used to be, and I know that. Like I said, I'm trying to work back to it. I'll probably never be as good as I used to be, and that's in my head. I know that. But
Right.
it's a lot of great bowlers out there that can be out on tour,
Yeah.
but decide not to and stay around and locally. But again, man, it's a lot of guys out there who really think they're good.
I agree.
Not as good as they think they are.
Hey, I agree. Hey, what brand do you feel like is putting out a lot of good equipment without being biased?
Well, most everybody know. I'm a Storm guy. Storm fits my game. Lengthy with back ends because I create a lot of turn in the front part of the lane. So Storm was my product. But now that I've been exposed to a lot of other brands. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Each brand has some quality balls. Brunswick right now probably is one of the top out there. I mean, they're pushing a lot of great balls, but they just don't fit for me because they hook a lot early. You know, low RG balls. They hook a lot early. Global has some good stuff. I like quite a few global balls, and I've Terry Jones, who's one of your global staff members. You
Mhm.
know, he's been getting me to try to throw a lot of globals, and this balls that I like. And it's always the older balls. He gets mad at me because they don't even make them no more.
Right.
But those balls, man, they fit my eye. I watch them, and they look good. You know, and like I said, Ebonite is making some good stuff. You know, Hammer, of course. I mean, I was on Hammer staff for a year, and so back when the Black Widows, the Pain, Toxics,
Oh yeah.
Hogs, all that stuff.
Yep.
That's when I was out on staff, and they had some good stuff. That Black Widow, I mean, is amazing. You know, they still making off that ball. You know,
Oh yeah.
it was a beast. It's just what it is. But I would say honestly, right now, you know, Brunswick looks like it's probably the top right now. The way
Okay.
they're pushing the equipment out there. But again, every company has some good balls. I cannot knock any company.
I feel that. That's what's up, man. Here you go. Hey, in the past 10 years, what has caused the sport of bowling the loss of junior league participation in your eyes?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, the participation. So let me speak from California when I was more heavily involved with the junior program.
Right.
Cloverleaf Bowl in Fremont, California, had a very good junior program. Very good junior program. I mean, we pushed out a lot of juniors.
Right.
Um, and honestly, you know, they love to bowl because, like I said, the parents were bowling, kind of pushed their kids, or that's what the kids saw their parents doing, so they wanted to do it. So we had some really big leagues out there for the junior program. But honestly, what made it successful there
Uh,
was because of the parent participation.
mm,
Parents getting out, being involved, helping coaching other kids, you know, making it joyful for them, you know, the bowl,
right.
you know. And I've been out here, St. Louis, for a couple of years, and there's some good programs here, some good guys pushing, coaching. Man, it starts at home. It really does. It starts with, you know, the parents, you know, and that's honestly that's with any sport. You know, it starts at home. If you know your kids want to be a volleyball player or basketball player or whatever, the parents have to make that enjoyable, help them get out there and push their dreams. But
Absolutely.
that's what I don't see in the bowling now. I don't see, you know, pushing our kids toward bowling because honestly, a lot of people don't know what bowling can actually bring. There's a lot of scholarship money out there for the kids now
Oh
with this
yeah.
bowling program. And man, get that free education. If your kid can get up to 180, 190, man, these schools is looking for that, you know, and use that to advantage to get a higher education. You
Yes.
know, get out there, push them, you know. If they enjoy bowling, help them, get them there on Saturday, encourage them. And I think that would get the participation up a little bit. Um,
And it was crazy not to cut you off. I don't know if you watched Ron Sims' interview.
oh, yeah, my man
And,
Ryan, yeah.
and yeah, dude, and Ron said it best, man. He was like, dude, us as not to pick on us, but us as black parents, African
Yep,
American parents, drop our kids off and then we leave.
yep.
And you just expect, oh, like it's a daycare, but it's really not, man. And with him saying that, dude, really kind of, you know, hopefully brought some insight to, these younger parents, bro. Real talk.
And shout out to Ryan, man. I watched that live, and man, he's out there coaching. And I actually said it in there, man. He's one of the real good dudes, man, that's involved with bowling and TMBA. And I mean, honestly, Ron, if you're watching this, man, you are one of them guys that should be running for, you know, president, vice president, getting in there for the TMBA organization. Like I said, man, you got my vote. I think you're a good dude for the bowling, man. And like I said, I appreciate what you do. I've been watching you for a long time. And like I said, man, I know a lot of people are on the same page as me. Ron, get on out there, man. We need
Yep.
you.
Yep.
We need you.
Hey, question from Kim. Do you feel that black bowlers are given the same opportunities in the bowling world?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go back a little ways. When I was at my prime bowling, I put my resume out to a lot of ball companies, and of course, I pushed towards Storm because, like I said, that's what I grew up on was the Storm product.
Right.
And Storm, back in the day, there was only two of us, and when I say us, you know what that means. That was on staff, and I think it's still to that point until when George signed, they made three. George Gohay.
Yep.
And that's a problem to me. And not to pick on Storm, like I said, I love them, love the
Right.
company, love the product, but as reality is reality. It was hard. If we didn't have that face, that look that they wanted in, it was hard for us to get on there. And some companies I feel is still the same way. Um, I don't see, I mean, we got some great bowlers. I mean, great bowlers. That should be, I know some guys to this day that should be on staff. And
Right.
I'm not talking about, and don't get me wrong, I don't knock nobody on pro shop staff, but that is not a true staffer to me. A true staffer to me is amateur staffer or touring staffer. Those are the ones to me. And that's just my opinion. I don't want to hurt nobody, ruffle nobody feathers. But
No, you're speaking the truth, bro.
pro shop staff to
Yeah.
me is if I know the owner and I'm cool with the owner and I want to push a little ball, some company, oh, let me sign my boy up and put him on. He might not sell one ball for you, but just because you my boy, I got you on, we're gonna represent this company. Because everybody knows that most pro shops, you know, can have staffer for whatever company they want if they want to push it out. There's little packages that you know you can pay for, and then now I'm so called on staff.
Right.
As for my amateur staff bowlers who are out there bowling, you know, regionals, bowling all over the country, those are true staffers to me. And at that level, yes, we should have more of us out there. There's so many guys that are capable of being out there and bowling.
Okay, that's what's up, bro. Hey, I'm glad you said that. Wanda Parker said, "Who's your NBA greatest of all time?"
Well, you already know, Wanda. MJ for sure. Um, like I said, man, undeniable. I mean, people can pick stats all they want to and, you know, break it down, percentages this, percentages that. And all I can say, man, is that man was phenomenal. If nobody sees it, and yeah, Dupree, I'm talking to you. If nobody sees that, that man is the GOAT. 6 titles, 6-0. I mean, there is no other stat that you can beat that. He's the man. It's just what it is. He's the greatest of all time and will always be. But don't get me wrong, LeBron can play. LeBron is the greatest of this time,
Of this era,
of
absolutely.
this era. He is. I mean, this hands down. The
Yeah.
boy. I wish he could be a little tougher, not as soft as cotton, but but he still can play. The man gets down. Plain
I,
and simple. It just what it is. So, but he's just not the greatest of all time.
hey, Marilyn Black asks, "Who is your true family?"
My true family. Well, she knows she's in there. That's probably why she asked.
Man, you better tell her if she in there, she better cook something.
Oh man, she been dogging me, man. She
See,
been hurting my
see that
feelings.
ain't your family, man. You over there starving, bro, and she ain't trying to cook. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, she be posting all that food up on there, and no, I can't get to it. But again, Marilyn, we go back. Like I said, man, I was 18 years old. Man, that's my sister, man. She know that I definitely my heart. Demetrius Reed, man, that's my brother. That's my brother from another mother.
Yep,
Was in
yep.
my wedding. Lorenzo Spencer, that's my brother. and was my best man. And you got my little brother George for sure. Uh, Kim Green, my sister. Even though she been dogging me on some food too lately.
See, you know what I'm saying, man? Like you over there getting skinny because
I'll
they not
tell you,
feeding you, bro.
I am. And Lorraine Page, I can't forget my girl Lorraine. That's my sister, my
Yeah,
chocolate sister. I got to put her in there. But honestly, I don't even. There's so many more. I don't even have to name them all. Y'all know who my family is because I
hmm
tell you.
absolutely.
I,
Hey,
I got some new family members. They right there. They didn't work their way in my heart, man. So y'all know who y'all are. I mean, plain and simple. If I rock with you, you know your family.
there you go. Your boy Dupree said, "Pedestal, I'm the GOAT." Just let you know.
Hey, I'll tell you about my boy Pre, man. I first met Pre, and this is a true story. So when I came back after I been gone for them 8 years, Pre was making his move in the bowling world.
Right.
Pre was coming up. Like I said, Pre went to Oakland High School. The same school I went to, and he was making his run. And I came back in the bowling scene, and first thing Pre said to me, he said, "Oh man, you see it, huh?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm seeing it." He said, "Man, I heard about you." And he said, "Man, we need to bowl and hook up." And I said, "Pre, man, I ain't bowled in a long time, man." I said, "I'm just now getting back into it." He said, "But everybody told me, man, you was the shit, man. You was the shit." And I was like, "Yeah, I was." So when I came back, I had this little, fake low ass average, because like I said, coming off the surgery and stuff, and come back practicing with a plastic ball. So Pre was like, "Man, I really need you on my team now, man. You got this low average. I need you on my team." He said, "I know, even though you ain't been bowling, I know you can average 202 team."
Right.
So I threw a bowling ball first time. We were in shadow practice. We were on the team together, and I threw a ball, and he was like, "God damn, boy, you can hook the ball." And I said, "Yeah." So my next ball, I threw it in the gutter. Very next ball, Pre said, "Man, I might have to replace you."
Ah,
My second ball, man. But like I say, man, Pre, he keep it real, man. He fun to bowl with. He just that guy, man. But I love my little bro, man. He give everybody a hard time, but uh, Pre is actually good for the game of bowling, man. I'm gonna be real with you. People
hey,
don't.
Pre is a cheater. We went up there, bro. He took me to some little bowling alley. I mean, I forgot the name of it, but I think it's closed now.
Manner.
There you go, because that's where he bowled, right?
Yeah.
Man, and dude, we was out there pot gaming. Pre wasn't there yet. They was, and all of a sudden this dude walk in. It's like, hey man, I bowl anybody. I bowl anybody. I'm like, who is this dude? Man, he's a cheater. He is a cheater. I don't care. Hey,
Yeah.
but your boy Maurice Moore said, "Did you ever bowl the Reed Hawthorne? And how can we make that better?"
Yes. I used to bowl the reed a lot. I actually bowled the reed again last year or this year. This year. Sorry. We just had the reed. I had bowled the reed in 15 years. No, longer than that. 2001 was the last time I bowled the reed until last year. So yes, I have bowled the reed. Honestly, I think the reed will make a get back. I know leaving out of Ohio was supposedly a big thing to a lot of bowlers because it left out of there. But actually, I did a little research, man, and the last couple of years in Ohio and compared to now when we just went, it wasn't too much difference on the men's side or the women's side. It might have been 20 or so men difference, maybe 30 at the most. But
No.
honestly, I think it can get back. It's just getting it to a steady ground, steady place where we need to be at.
Right.
I don't think the location is too bad. I think it's pretty good, even though I stunk up the joint. I didn't like the house at all. I averaged 202, something like that, the whole weekend. But one thing I will say, Harvey Johnson, man, that dude is about bowling. Um, he wants to make bowling good again. I think he's a good guy, good man for the job. I've known Harvey for whew, a good 25 plus years.
Damn,
Um,
you old.
he, yeah, I'm older than what people think. I am older than what people think. But Harvey is good for the game of bowling, man. If you know Harvey, he pushes bowling, man. He helps kids out that you know. I mean, Brandy. I mean, I can speak
Oh,
for
absolutely.
Team Harvey means a lot, man. He gets these kids out who could never travel, get to places and bowl different places. He's about bowling, man. He's about the game, and I think he's on the right path to help it. He's got a good staff. I just think people got to get that trust again about the read. Harvey's not trying to destroy it. I mean, honestly, we got kicked out of Ohio. That's just what it is. That the man didn't want us back at that bowling alley. Um, he wanted us out of there. So we had to make a move. It
Right.
might have been some other bowling alleys in Ohio, but were they big enough? Those are the questions. But when you're on a timeline, you got to make swift decisions, and sometimes people are gonna be, upset about it, and it is what it is. But people, if you're gonna bowl the read, bowl it what it's meant for, what the tournament is meant for. I
Right.
don't care if we went to Alaska; it's about the tournament itself, the founder of the tournament, who started the tournament. I
Mhm.
think that's the key that everybody's got to think about is what the read stands for.
There you go. Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, y'all hear that? Hey, speaking of that, Debbie Lewis said, "What inspires you to keep on bowling?"
Uh, well, that's a good question. Like I said, my inspiration, how I got back to bowling again, Marilyn was a big key of pushing me to get back to bowl. Uh, George, my little brother, man, he gets on me. He chews me out. He always tell me, man, you was really really good in the day. You can get back to that. He said, but you got to put time in. You just can't expect you to come back and it be there like it was back then. You got to put the work in.
Yep.
He helps me. He pushed me. He inspires me. Of course, man, my wife, man, she is a bowling person. She loves it, bleeds it, and I mean, she loves what she does, man. I mean, that's her passion. That's just what it
Absolutely.
is. And I mean, and that's how we met. That is definitely how we met. Was bowling. If it was not, and I go back to this. If it wasn't for Marilyn, if it wasn't for Andrew, I would have never met her at
So
all.
you better tell them thank you.
Oh, of course, I do all the time. I do all the time. But those are my inspirations. I mean, my people, man, the friends and family that I met in bowling, you know what I'm saying? They keep me going because, like I said, I quit bowling for 8 years because I didn't have a love for it. I saw the
Right.
direction it was going. I saw how TNBA was going. I saw how leagues was going, tournaments was going, and I lost love because one thing I do hate about this game of bowling now is people out here trying to make money off the game of bowling and not doing nothing. And when I say that is, you got tournament directors who are out for the money. They don't really care about the bowlers, but they out to make money to pay a bill or something. Put money in their pocket. And that's what I hate to see. I hate to see that in organizations. I hate to see that in tournaments. I hate to see that in league. I
Hmm.
mean, we got guys, man, and I've been seeing more and more of this, man, that run pots because they need to get money out of it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They only want to run brackets because they know they can get $5 off of each bracket.
Yep.
But that to me is not about bowling. It's not about the bowlers. Of course, we know brackets. You get. I mean, that's what it is. We know that. That's not an issue. But if you only doing it because you want the money, then you're not good for the game. And that's the problem we have. If you running pots because you want 10% cut, it's not good for the game. If you running tournaments because I want my expenses $15 to, and you only need $5 of it to cover your, what you're doing, you're not for bowling. And that's where the problem for me has always been is these people are out here and it's really not for the game of bowling.
Okay. Hey, Marilyn Black. Who are the staffers of ball companies that you ask yourself, how did they get that?
Woo, boy, she cold.
Hey, I'm just
Ooh, boy.
yeah.
Woo. Wow. Uh, I'm trying not to name no names. But I honestly, Marilyn, we didn't talk about this before. I didn't talk to this with a couple of my guys, man. And I ain't
Marilyn said if you don't name them, she will.
well, just let her go ahead because I'm gonna be honest with you. And Marilyn knows this. I am trying to get back to a level to where I'm competing and want to be also on the ball staff. So if I got to naming names and trying to destroy people's, confidence or character is not a good look for me when I submit my resume because I'm right here on video, dragging somebody in the mud. So again, that's what I'm trying to do, man. That's one of my goals, man, to get back on the staff, get my game back to that level because I'm you guys gonna see me, man. I'm really pushing toward it.
Hey, I know you working, bro. Trust
I
me.
got the help out there that I'm trying to do, man. So I don't want to do the name calling, but I know Marilyn will. I know your girl. But
Hey,
say this: there's a lot of people that I believe, and quite a lot of people see this too. It's just not me that shouldn't be on staff. I mean, it is what it is. Like I say, I mentioned the pro shop staffs and all that other type of stuff. You're not selling no equipment because you shooting $50s. You're not promoting it. I mean, and don't get me wrong, you don't have to be the best bowler to sell equipment. I know this. But if you don't have knowledge of the equipment to tell somebody, hey, this ball might work for you, the low RG or the high RG might help your game, or this, if you don't know about your equipment, you can't help sell.
right.
So if you can't bowl and don't have knowledge of the product, you shouldn't be on staff.
All right. Hey, how can we get more people of color to represent on the tour? What will it take? Yeah, what will it take?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of people of color, I would say, and I won't just say color, man. I mean, let me stop. I know that's your question, but there's a
That's
lot.
not my question.
No, I'm not saying you, but the
Oh my God.
the question is, um, yes, it's harder for us on color because a lot of us don't have the money. A lot of them don't have the sponsors that And I won't just like I said, there's guys that I know of non-color that same situation. They just don't have the money. They don't have sponsors to get
Right.
out. And George, I know he's still on, and I've been pushing George forever to take a shot. And he know that I got him. I'll back him. He know there's quite a few people that are pushing. But I mean, George told me straight up and honestly, he says, I want to. He said, I want to take a shot out there. But he says, to this point, he hasn't put in enough time to get as sharp as he want to because he know them are killers out there.
Yeah,
And George is a killer. Don't get me. George is one of the best I've ever seen.
absolutely.
Period. But for him to say that I need to get sharper, and I don't want to go out there and wasting nobody's money, even though it ain't his. He said I don't want to do that. He said he's a proud. George is a very proud young man. He'd rather do it himself. But again, it's just one of those things, man. We as people don't have the sponsors. We don't have people that put you out there, because you can't just say I'm only gonna make 2 stops. You know what I mean? You got to make it a
Right.
year. You got to go that full year. So it can be costly. A lot of us just don't have that bread. But again, that's probably I would say what's holding us back. The talent wise, man, we got it. I mean, we got it. I've seen a lot of guys, man, that can go. Could go back in the day. I mean, I can name some killers, man. But
Right.
again, it's just some circumstances, and plus our situations, our home situations, family situations. We got to make that guaranteed bread. We can't take a hope and a whim that we out here to go pop a couple of shows, but I got bills at home, man. I got a daughter, I got a son at home that, hey, man, they need that hamburger. They need that milk and bread at home. You
Oh
know
yeah.
what I'm So I got to make that guaranteed money. So I can't put myself out there, for 12 stops in a row or, however many it is now, 10 stops or whatever, you
Right.
know. So that's probably the hardest thing it is for us to get out there now.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, what do you think is the best tournament around, from local to national? And what's your favorite one that you never want to miss?
Whew. Locally, now that I'm in St. Louis, man, that holiday doubles, man, is one of the tops, man. My buddy Jerry, man, he runs, and Mike Flanagan, man, they do a hell of a job, man. That tournament, I mean, honestly, that tournament can be bigger than what it is, and
Absolutely.
it truly can, man. And it is those, and I'm going. If anybody's watching, man, who think they ready and can bowl and want to get out there and try their skills, man, this is one of them tournaments. The
Yep.
holiday doubles, man, in December, man. And I'm gonna tell you, it's not like it's a tough shot. It's a hittable shot. The carry, hey, it's just like bowling, man. You got to figure out the way to get them corners out. That is what it is.
Mhm.
But you can get to the pocket. Everybody can get to the pocket. But this is one of the best tournaments around here. Is that holiday doubles, man? Every year, December, and you got to get out here if you really want to challenge your game, man. Brandon, you and Jello, y'all been coming to what for the last 2-3 years?
Yep. And I won't miss it as long as God is willing and able to get me there. I
Yeah,
won't miss it, brother. That's for
great
sure.
tournament, man. And then not being biased, man. My sis, man, she's been running some great tournaments, man. Locally, LA, she's been doing a good job, out there. Um, I hate to see that the way the Oklahoma Team USA tournament went. That we speaking on that, man. I thought that was a really good tournament, but things happen, and I hate to see it go that way, but you know, you got to take care of your own, man. That's all I can say. I don't want to bash nobody on about that tournament, but if they watching, you got to take care of your own, man. You got to know where your bread is buttered. And I hate to see that tournament. It's going to go down. It's not going to be the same anymore. Those who choose to go, they choose to go. But
Yeah.
I can't see it being as fun as it used to be because that was a great tournament. Um, but on the national level, man, if you really want to test your skills, man, it's got to be the U.S. Open. I mean, like I said, man, I went out there, man. I was at my peak, man, averaging 230. And I go out there, man, and I swear to God, I didn't shoot over 180. I watch, and everybody that know me know I can hook the ball. And ain't never been no question. I mean, I don't even hook it as much as I used to hook it back then, but
Right.
I went out there and watched my ball count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 to the 1. That's, I mean,
Oh,
and I was at the top. We were at Fountain Bowl, actually, when I bowled
yeah.
out. And man, I'm telling you, that was some tough stuff, man. And that's what I say. That's the top of the line. That's the top echelon to see if you can bowl. And
There you
that
go.
sent me home, man, with my tail in between my legs. And told
Yeah.
me to get up out of here.
Hey, good question here for you. Miss Debbie Lewis says, if you were given a chance, would you come back to Hammer Brunswick as a TNBA rep since you were on staff for 2 years?
Oh, no question, no question. I mean, I would love, like I said, man, my mom and dad, um, especially my dad, man, it was a diehard TNBA, member uh,
Right.
all his life. And I'll tell you a little story. Just bowled the Rodman, Southern Rodman. That was the first Rodman I had bowled, and the last Rodman I bowled was 2001. And last year uh, was the Rodman that I had bowled, and it's been that long. It's been 16 years that I bowled a Rodman. And I told Ashley, people that know that bowled the Southern Rodman, I hurt my arm. I pulled a tendon in my muscle, and I did that with three games to go, 4 games to go, 3 games to go. I pulled a tenant.
Uh,
Um, and I kept bowling. I mean, I had tears in my eyes, man, bowling. Those who own the pair with me know, but I had to keep going. I had to do that because of my father, man. It's one thing he always wanted me to do was bowl the Reeds and the Robins, and I had to push myself, man. I mean, like I said, I literally had tears in my eyes, man, crying with the pain,
right.
and end up missing the cut, man, by I think like 20 pins.
Oh,
Yeah, even in pain. I mean, and I had a great look. Uh, my worst game was the first game, was just in the wrong ball, shot 150. And I don't think I shot under 220 after that. And even
wow.
with my tenant tour. So yeah, Miss Debbie, to answer your question, man, I would love to represent TNBA, uh, Hammer staff. I mean, no question. I mean, anybody, like I said, I've been submitting my resumes. Anybody who looking for somebody who's going to be devoted and bowl tournaments. And I mean, I bowl all over. Everybody knows that even with me being just now getting back, you still see me in the bowling alley, pushing,
Absolutely.
trying to get back.
Yeah. Hey, Munch asked, how's your badminton game these days?
Man, man, we got to hook up, man. It's been real rusty, man. This COVID, don't let me get out there, man. I had my little outfit ready too. So
Oh man, come on, bro.
we got to.
We don't want to see you in them tight shorts, bro.
Oh man, me, George, and Munch, man, we had an outfit for y'all, man.
Uh,
We had that top ramen outfit. I don't know if you ever seen the top ramen. George had the chicken ramen outfit. I had the beef. We was gonna be out there doing it.
hey, look, hey, I'm getting in trouble, but hey, George says top 5 suckers in the bowling alley. Don't skip this question.
Man, now you just heard me say that I'm trying to represent, man, and be on the staff, boy. You trying to just throw me under, huh?
Man, he is. He is. I just figured I'd put it out there for you, bro.
I know. Like George, you already know, man. If I wasn't on here, man, and like I said, man, I'm trying to trying to get me back out here, man, and that ain't gonna help me.
It's not one bit. To tell you, he ain't. Man, I'm telling you, your family not gonna let this go.
I know. But hey, it's quite a few though, man. I'm gonna say that it's quite a few, and I do let them know personally. I do tell them.
Yeah, man. Hey, so here you go. Yeah, you've been around bowling for a while. This is a question I came up with, just sitting here.
Yeah.
With all the changes you see that's going on, do you believe there's any loyalty out there, or do they just see us as a business opportunity for their brand?
Oh man, that's a great question, Brandon. You know what? I'm gonna say this. Hammer has been true and loyal. And are you speaking to us as a race, or are you speaking to period?
I'm just saying in general, do they see us, not just blacks, general, as do they see us as a business opportunity to rep their brand, or is it really loyalty in this bowling game?
So I'm gonna say this, man. I've talked to quite a few reps from different companies, and I'm gonna put this name out there because I've talked to him in different conversations, and he is for his bowlers. Mike Dole. Mike Dole, man, is a Brunswick rep now. Of all the other brands that he has in there, man, and this guy is true to the game, man. He's true to the bowlers. He's out to help. I mean, like I said, man, I've talked to Mike, on occasions, man, and getting his knowledge, about equipment and stuff like that. And he's so real about it. He's out to help. He's not a salesman. He's not just trying to push a ball in your hand, but he really, kind of analyze your game and tell you, hey man, this ball will work for you,
Right.
And if he can help you out any way, man, he'll put himself out there to try to help you out. And like I said, I've known him through, George. I've known him through Ashley, that's their staff guy. And like I said, I've talked to him outside. Holiday doubles, we talked, chat. He's watched my game, tell me what balls that he think could work for me. He always clowns my high road solid. He can't stand that ball, so he been wanting me to throw it in the trash ever since we met. So, but he's a real good dude. Adam Ishman, man. I've been knowing Adam for a minute. He's about the bowlers also, man. He definitely help you in any way he can. It is a business. I mean, he's just not out to be giving equipment away because they do cost, but he's gonna give you information, man, and help you whatever way he can, man. He just likes the game of bowling and he wants to see it succeed. So those are two guys that I know for sure. And like I said, they're about helping the game, man, and looking out for us, as bowlers. They want to see us succeed. As far as anybody else, I haven't spoke to anybody else, of known. Um, uh, I've heard about Von Cruz. I think that's your global rep, right?
Craig Elliott, yeah, and then Von Cruz, yep.
Okay. So I've talked to quite a few people and says he's pretty good. I haven't had a conversation with him.
Right.
My little brother, Demetrius Cruz, he gave me some information. But, about Global, he's a staffer, one of your staffer members also. Yep. I mean, yourself, we were just in LA. He was like, man, Sid, man, this ball right here, man, you got to get, man.
I told you, bro.
And actually, I went through that ball because, I know some staffers out here. And what you said was exactly, man. So, there's some guys, man, like I said, that are on staffs, that are truly, want to help. They want to push. I got a little brother out here, man, that we just been knowing for a couple of years since I've been out here, man. Floyd Bush.
Yep.
He drills my balls, man. There's only 3 people that I will let drill my bowling ball, or if I'm not drilling it myself. Marvin Hale, of course. Marvin Hale is my man for 20 plus years.
Yep.
George, my little brother, and Floyd. They're the only 3 that ever would drill my bowling balls if I'm not drilling it. I'm just lazy now. I don't like drilling. I'll lay them out. I'll mark them, lay them out, do all that. But them the only guys that I'll let, drill it if I'm not drilling. But, man, these guys are out to help, man. They want to help you. They want to get your game. I'm just telling George just the other day, I think George should be a ball rep. The man has so much knowledge, man. He's just not a good player, but he has knowledge of the game. The boy knows how to drill bowling balls. He knows about equipment. He's been on Hammer staff, Storm staff, now Brunswick staff. I mean, he's been around, so these guys will help. I mean, if y'all got questions, some of these guys, man, you should sit down and talk to, man, and they're not going to shy away from you asking questions at all,
Hey, like you said, just don't talk to me on the front 7.
That's it, man. When you're bowling, is a whole different game face, man.
Yeah.
Everybody should understand that. If I'm bowling, period. If I'm bowling bad, bowling good, I'm still focused. I'm trying to figure out, to make that next step. If I'm bowling bad, man, I'm probably in an anger state, but I'm trying to get it better. Especially if it's some more games going. I got to knock this 180 off. And then let me try to get this 250 the next game, We all have been in that circumstance. So we don't want to have no conversation about nothing, at that moment in time. Mm-hmm. And if I'm striking, please don't even come talk to me because that's a whole different. Now I got front 7. Now I'm trying to get this bread.
Yeah. And you come over there and if you say something to me, either I'm going to look at you crazy or I'm going to say something crazy. So just wait.
Just wait. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, see it, dude. Hey, I'm sure, Debbie was on here listening. Dewan was on here listening. So I'm sure some other TNBA people were on here listening. Dude, you gave us great insight, bro. And like I said, we do really need to try to figure this TNBA stuff out, man, to get this going because, and like I said, I know Ash, she vouches for TNBA as well. And, and we really need to try to figure this out because TNBA has something good.
Always.
It's good. And we can go from good to great. But in order to be great, we have to take these proper steps. to get it. And this is not a sprint. It's a marathon. So we got to take these baby steps in order to get to where we need to get to. So Deb, I appreciate you, Dewan, and all my other TNBA people, man. But hey, let's really try to figure this out, man, because we don't want this to falter off.
One thing I want to say too about TNBA, man, I don't want, and I was just talking to George about this the other night, man. One thing I don't want TNBA to forget, and it's what TNBA stands for, what it was originated for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want them to forget that. And I know there's legal matters and steps. You know, I'm not trying to talk about kicking nobody out or none of that, but it's for us. That's what it was created for, because we couldn't bowl ABCs and other tournaments and stuff like that. This organization was made for us as colored people to have something of our own. And what I feel, and then what my dad always told me, is sometimes we forget that, of where we came from and how it started. And we got to keep that in mind. And maybe that'll help us get back on the path that we should be. And not about, like I said, making money or taking money, more than what we should. Do it for the bowlers. That's what it's about. It's for the bowlers, man.
Yep. That's it, dude. This has been great. Dude, I wish you the best. And like I said, you got something coming your way. Trust and believe, bro.
I appreciate it. Hey, and Brandon, man, I want to tell you, man, you're doing a hell of a job, man. And what I love about this, man, I've been watching everyone I can, man. And it ain't about, like I said, man, what you're doing is not about how good you can bowl. It's really not even about if you bowl or not.
No.
It's about exposing yourself, letting people know about you, and that's what I like, man. Even though and I'm telling you, man, in this time that we're going through right now with this COVID situation, man, it's something that I look forward to. I look forward to when you coming on, man, when you put that up there, who you got next, because it gives us something, man, to look forward to. And, man, oh, yeah, I want to know about this person, man. I never get to talk to this person. I see him all the time. Let me find out about him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm on here, man, and like I said, and I know, and I'm going to say this to everybody, I know sometimes, man, I look like I don't want to be bothered. It be true. That's how I am. But y'all know, and by this, hopefully, seeing me talk as much as I ever have, because like I said, I don't talk this much. But again, I am approachable. But as me, don't be on no bullshit. That's just how I am. I've always been that way, man. Keep it real with me. I keep it real with you.
Hey, church, brother. Church. Church, bro. Hey.
You know it, bro.
Man, go ahead, dude. Hey, I appreciate everything. No real talk. Hey, Ass, Sid, y'all know I love you from the bottom of my heart from the West Coast.
Oh, yeah. Sure, baby.
Take care of little baby Sid over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Make sure nephew healthy.
Oh, yeah. That's all we were looking for, man.
Because we need another good lefty to come up. Even though I hate lefties, but we need
George a lefty too, man. He that's all he been talking about.
yeah. But hey, dude, y'all take care, bro. And I'm sure that conference call is coming in a minute.
I know, man. I know they gonna get on me, bro. But I had to be good, man. I couldn't get on them.
Yeah. Hey, so real talk there. Appreciate you, bro, man. And I'll holler at you in a minute.
All right, baby. Much love.
Yep. Go. Guys, that was my big bro, Sid, man. He really spoke on some true stuff. You guys missed it, tune in, hit the share button, watch it, whatever you guys got to do, man. Let's get this going. Tomorrow, I got Storm Stafford, John Struckman. If you guys don't know him, like I said, we all have a story. We all have a story. Tune in if you guys don't. This week, but guess what, though, man? This week, I got some women coming on this show, some tough women. But tomorrow, John Struckman. Wednesday, got 900 Global World Staffer, Robert Smith. Man, at one point, man, he had all the revs. So let's talk about it, see where he went with that. And then Thursday, Miss Wanda Parker. Oh, Queen Wanda Parker. Y'all know her. That's Thursday. And Friday, I believe it's my girl, Trisha Reed. So, yeah, we got people coming, man. And I'm going to start reaching out to everybody else. Trust me. Like, I just wanted to slow down a little bit because I wasn't for sure how much this COVID was going to hurt us. But I'm continuing this after COVID as well. It may not be 5 days a week, maybe 3 days a week, but this will continue, man. And I love the support and all the questions, man. So continue to share, man. And hey, you guys be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Get my hugs to y'all. Give your kids hugs, your family hug. And man, I love y'all, man. Bowtie out. Peace.